Yo, what up guys? Travic here. Today I want to talk about Path of Exile's greatest feature. If you've been keeping up with both Path of Exile 1 and 2, you know that very recently Path of Exile 2 has introduced Asynchronous Trade, which is their take on an auction house slash bazaar system. Now, with that system already being implemented in Path of Exile 2 and it coming to Path of Exile 1, a lot of players have been reaching out asking a whole lot of questions about it. It turns out that a lot of people have not had the opportunity to experience it, and I figured now's a great time to talk about what's coming in Keepers of the Flame and what we should expect and how it should in theory work, considering it works this way in Path of Exile 2. So let's jump into it. First and foremost, in Path of Exile 1, we will have access to Faustus, and Faustus will serve as the role of Angie in today's video. Angie will be our currency aficionado, for a lack of better words. She will provide us with the currency exchange, and she will allow us to provide us with the manage our shop, and we know that Faustus will have the same functions. To recap some of the basics, Angie or Faustus will allow us to open up a currency exchange and provide us the ability to buy items for currency. For example, I want divines, I have chaos, and provide us with all kinds of different ratios on what to expect and allow us very easily to just kind of make these adjustments and put in the values that we have and then buy currency at the click of a button. Problem solved. This isn't a very self-explanatory. This has been in the game for quite some time now and is an absolutely wonderful feature. But on the other side of the coin, asynchronous trade is the new and beautiful thing coming. Angie and Faustus both have the option to manage your shop. And what this means is that you get to, oh, spoilers, they don't want to show that yet, but what this gets to mean is I get to take items and list them in my shop and set prices for them. When I list them in my shop, I can literally right click and assign a value to them and update my shop at will and put in all kinds of items for sale. And when I do this, players will have the ability to come to my store at any given moment and buy items. As you saw with a little sneak peek earlier, I've been selling items for all kinds of crazy prices, and I have the ability to list all of my goods and then go about my day. What do I mean by that is that I can do a farming session. At the end of my farming session, throw everything inside of my merchant tabs, and they will indeed sell. And I don't need to be online for this. I can be logged off. I can go to bed. I can go hang out with my kid. I can go run a marathon. It doesn't matter what I do, they will be available to buy. Now, this feature does come with its upsides and does come with its downsides. First and foremost, these tabs for the merchant shop you have to buy. They will be located in the store. So you'll have to come to the store. You'll have to go to the tabs section. There'll be a section for stash tabs. And as of right now, they have not gone on sale yet. So currently at the time of recording, these tabs are about 40 coins each. And I believe that is about $4. Yeah, I think it's like 10 coins to $1. So it's about $4 right now, if I remember the conversion rates properly. So each tab is going to run you about $4. Now, if in the past you have obtained premium tabs, those will come in handy. What do I mean by this? When you create a Path of Exile account, you start with a very basic tab that looks like this. They are uncolored tabs. They are your just very basic tabs that you get. As you play the game and progress, eventually you're going to want to buy and obtain new tabs. A lot of us buy these quad premium tabs, but these are not the ones that will be used for Angie. What we would be looking for is these smaller tabs, these tabs right here. These regular premium tabs are what we're going to be using to convert over to our merchant tab. Now, currently in Path of Exile 2, you have the option to upgrade your tabs by coming to your account on the website, going to my account, and then coming to the merchant tab upgrade section. It'll allow you to take tabs that you have and convert them over. So you see back in 2016, I purchased a bunch of premium stash tabs, which is the stash tab right here on your screen. And I have the ability to press the upgrade to a merchant's tab button, and it will remove the tab from here and move it straight into my merchant's tab. When this happens, it is removed from both Path of Exile 1 and 2, and that tab, if it has anything in it in Path of Exile 1 or 2, will be set over to a, remove only tab. So, you know, you can see we have some remove only tabs from other stuff that we've done in the past, and other, like this was a tab that I converted over. This was a tab that I converted over. This was a tab that I converted over. And these tabs move to your remove only section. This way you can get the stuff that you had in them out. Once you convert those tabs over, Angie will have access to these tabs and you'll be able to do all kinds of different things with them. The easiest, most straightforward thing to do is take an item from your stash, use whatever price checking system or software that you're using. Let me just open up my Exiled exchange so I can price check my item. And you'll price check your item, put it inside of Angie and get going. So we could see right now, well, sorry, I just closed it. We can see right now, I can see that my item is worth a couple of Exalted Orbs. I see that it is set to instant buyout. I'm assuming a Path of Exile 1 Awakened Trade will eventually get updated, do the same thing. And I can choose how I want to price my item, whether it be instant buyout, online buyout, or a combination of the two. And I can check prices just like I would normally. Now I see these gloves are worth about 5 exalts. I personally want to keep them, but for the sake of the video, we're going to go to the shop. I'm going to take my gloves, I'm going to click them in, and then I have the option to choose any type of currency that I want to list my item for. So I can easily set my item
Is that a good price
to 1 Mirror of Kalandra if I really wanted to. And then going forward with other things, if I had a bunch of things that I wanted to list, like say I did some farming, I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bases, and I want to list my bases, I could do the exact same thing. I can come in here, I can just control click, it's already pre-filled out, and I can list all of my items for the exact same thing. The downside is when you want to reprice a bunch of items, you have to manually come in and right click that item and readjust that price. And you know, it does become a little bit of a pain, but it's quite nice. Now you're going to notice that this item has a lock on it. When you list an item and you take it out of your stash, so we'll grab this, and we'll grab this. No, we'll grab this. When we take an item out of our stash and we come to the shop and we list an item, and I pick an absurd value or whatever value I think I'm going to list, so 1 Mirror of Kalandra, and I list my item, for the next minute, I have the opportunity to adjust, lift up this item, change the price, and do whatever I need to do to make sure that I have the best bang for my buck. After this item is listed and it sits there for 10 to 30 seconds, eventually it's going to get this little lock on it, which you can see right here. Once this item has this lock on it, that's it. It's on trade and it is locked for 5 minutes. So there is no adjusting it, no nothing. So make sure whenever you decide of an item that you're selling, you do your due diligence and price check your item properly, whether it be within a third-party tool or whether you head on over to the Path of Exile's trade site. Now you can see that item is locked. That's it. I can't remove it. I can't do anything with it for the next couple of minutes. It is there. It is stuck. It is not going anywhere. And I can't get it to show up because I listed it for some insane price. Now, the really cool thing about Asynchronous Trade 2 is I'm not sure if Path of Exile 1 will have this feature, but I know Path of Exile 2 has this feature. For the sake of the video, we're going to use the basic way. When I come to Path of Exile and I go to the trade site and I want to look up, just say some crazy item like Breach Ring, right? Or let's go Original Sin. It's just probably easier. I look up some item that I want and I hit search. I could see the price of the item. I can also now choose in Path of Exile instant buyout, in-person trade, or a combination of both. Since this is an asynchronous trade video and I have no intentions of ever whispering anybody ever again, I'm going to set it to instant buyout. Now, what this allows me to do is this allows me to see all the prices of the items. And just like regular trade, I can come down here and change my buyout price to whatever I want it to be. And then I can easily, at the click of a button, press travel to hideout, and my game will port me directly to the person's hideout, open their Angie or Faustus, highlight the item, and allow me with the click of a button to not even think, buy the item and be about my way. The downside is that these items do cost gold. So this is a little rough. So, you do need a little bit of gold to use this system, just like with Faustus, you would need a little bit of gold. So make sure that you are doing your gold farming strategies. Something else that's really, really, really cool about this is I can search up things like bases. Bases in Path of Exile 1 are very important, and bases in Path of Exile 1 have become one of those things that not a lot of people want to sell because it's such a pain in the butt to do 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 trades. Nobody wants to do 5C trades. But now with the currency exchange or the asynchronous trade, I can easily go to somebody's hideout and buy bases or list all of my bases for the same price. You can see these people have all these heavy belts just immediately listed. And I guess Angie didn't want to pull up everything. So we go purchase items and we can see there's a heavy belt right there. And this guy has all kinds of bases just sitting in his hideout. No problems, no issues. And then we could buy that one here. This guy's got multiple. So we'll go to this guy's base. We'll check out what he's got going on. And just like that, with the click of the button, I'm in a new base looking at all kinds of stuff. Now, something important. When I go to buy these belts, you're going to notice that they are roughly all the same price. Roughly. This line of belts is 19 Val Orbs, 18 Val Orbs, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 19. And then there's one kicker right here. This guy listed one belt for one Chaos Orb. This will be a thing that will come up, and this will be a thing that you should be aware of. Make sure that when you are searching and you are buying the item that is highlighted, you only buy the item that is highlighted, and you take a second if you are buying more things to look around and make sure that you're not self-scamming. Because it's very easy for you to be like, oh, 18 Val Orbs, click, 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 and then all of a sudden you spend a divine, 2 divines, 10 divines, 100 divines. Just something to keep in mind. But otherwise, you can see, just looking on trade, this guy's got a billion different belts. This guy's got a billion belts, just like this guy, another billion belts. And it makes things like blight farmers very, very, very profitable because we get a billion bases. Like a billion bases, and I can just sit here and go, oh, there's another one, there's some, oh, there it is, there's the scam. This is what I'm talking about. This is the beauty of it. Please make, there's another one. Oh, but it makes the ability, there's another one, it makes the ability to sell bases very, very, very simple and very straightforward. Just make sure you spend a half a second looking at what you're buying before you self-scam. This system in itself is out of control. It is awesome. It has made Path of Exile 2 simply fantastic. And when it coming to PoE 1, it makes it even better. Now, the system in itself is really good. It will pull currency out of your currency tab right away for you, so you don't even have to worry. There's no juggling, putzing around. There are ways to manipulate your currency tab to avoid getting scammed. That's probably for a whole nother video. I think Empyrean's done something on that, but there are ways that you could take currency like your divines out of this tab, put them in another tab, only have divines in your inventory when going to buy things. And there are ways to like avoid the BS of people listing heavy belts for 35 divines. But overall, this system is an absolute godsend. In Path of Exile 1, we will unlock this system as soon as we get to Act 6 and we interact with Faustus, and it will be a system that I highly encourage you guys to mess around with and try. It has changed the way Path of Exile is played for me. It makes my life 1,000 times easier. And even something simple as like buying a scarab, which in this game is called a precursor tablet, just as simple as buying scarabs or something, I can easily look up what I'm buying, even maps, and just go to somebody's base and just buy their maps without problems. Long have come and gone the days of trying to buy 8 modded maps. You literally just search for the mods that you want, go to somebody's hideout, and buy the maps. I know me personally, I plan on farming a lot of blight. I plan on doing 8 mod map farming, all things that I never wanted to deal with those hassle and hustle and bustle of trades. I'm gonna put them all on Angie. I'm gonna go convert those other 3 tabs, and I am going to be absolutely straight killing it. Now, as far as everything else goes, like I had mentioned earlier, your third-party tools, like I know the PoE version of the Exile Exchange took a couple of days to update, so give it a chance. I'm sure, you know, Awaken PoE Trade will update or whatever tool that you use to price check. Don't panic right away. The league needs to come out. But if you have any questions at all, feel free to stop by the live stream. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Feel free to come by the Discord. I just wanted to introduce you guys to the trade system and kind of give you the basics of what's going on with it. And just so you guys can be well aware that it is going to be a system that is either going to literally make your experience the easiest it's ever been or make you rich out of your mind. I know with me personally, I've never made more currency faster in Path of Exile than with this system. The other really cool thing is if you're starting the league late like I am because it's going to be Halloween, gear tanks faster. Like low tier, mid tier gear becomes cheaper and cheaper and cheaper faster because everybody can sell things. It's a race to the bottom. So your higher end items will hold value and your lower tier mid items for re-rolling will just tank. And I guess like one last really good example is, do you ever want to re-roll? You ever think about re-rolling? You look up that cool video that guy's re-rolling, you got to go buy those like 1C uniques. They're a pain in the ass, you know, like your basic rings or your quill rain, you don't have one. And you just like, I don't know, you just want like a quill ring, you know. I just want to go farm, bro. I just want to level a new character. I want to go buy a quill ring. Guy's not answering, 1C trade, doesn't want to answer, real pain in the butt. Those days are gone. They're gone. Gone. Great. Can't wait. Just come to dude's hideout, buy your leveling unique, and you were off to the races. Oh, I'm so excited for Keepers of the Flame. So excited. But anyways, like I said, I wanted to do this video to you guys, help you out with asynchronous trade, show you the little bit of ins and outs, show you how you could just wake up to this beautiful symbol above their head, click manage shop, and there is just 100 divines waiting for you. Oh, I can't wait. But for now, friends, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, leave a comment down below, like, share, do all that fun YouTube jazz, and I'll see y'all League Start.